Good morning and welcome to our Facebook Live this morning. I'm reliably informed it's Wednesday, the 8th of June. Apparently yesterday when I did my live in the evening I said it was Wednesday at some point. So thank you, Jane, for spotting that. Excuse me, but welcome to our live this morning, Wednesday the 8th of June. I hope you are all keeping well. My name's Jenny McCormack and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in the market town of Brackley in Northamptonshire in the UK. I do a Facebook Live Monday through to Thursday every week, and normally Mondays and Wednesdays are 10 AM UK time and Tuesdays and Thursdays are 7 PM. It does vary occasionally if I have a team meeting going on of an evening. So for example, next Tuesday my Tuesday session will actually be in the morning because we have our own team meeting in person in the evening. So we are using this stamp set from Stampin' Up, Nature's Prints, for all of this week, and this is my stamp set of the week. And as you can see, it features 4 floral and foliage stamps, 4 sentiments, and then a little splat which could be ink, or whatever you want that to be. Great for backgrounds. Good evening, Kerry. I hope you're well. And we've been featuring this all week so far, so I'll show you what we've created. This was Monday's design, just stamping around the edge and a sentiment in the middle. Just bring that up a little bit for you. And then the envelope has been stamped as well. This is Orchid Oasis, that lovely new blue ink pad from our In Colours. This one is using a different stamp from the same set in Blackberry Bliss. And then yesterday and at Coffee and Card we did some masking. So we've got this one here and then this one here, and I used our masking paper for this technique. You could use a post-it note if you've got post-it note long enough, or a very thin piece of copy paper. And this was one that I created for our Coffee and Card session on Monday, and we have Coffee and Card tomorrow in Bicester and Friday in Brackley. So that's the cards that we've made so far, and I thought today we would do something different with this set, and that is use our Stamparatus to create a wreath design with this lovely fern stamp. Now you could do this stamp either way because it's got a natural curve, and ideally for wreath stamping, if you've got something with a natural curve, it does sit really nicely. Okay, don't worry, Kerry. Thank you so much anyway. Poor Kerry's got pausing issues over in Australia. So we're going to use this fern to create a wreath, and this I think would make a great Christmas card because it's a fern, so you could use that. So I'm just using a piece of our thin basic white card. I've actually cut this at 4.5 inches. Which is quite useful for me. Normally I measure in centimetres, and I've got some layers here. So I've cut a white card at 5 inches square, evening evergreen at 4 3/4, and then my white layer at 4.5. Hi Nikki, hi Dee, thanks for joining us. So I'm just going to be using this. I've got a spare card in case I've got a couple of ideas. So what we're going to use the Stamparatus for is we keep the stamp in the same place and we rotate our card to create the wreath effect. So I haven't got this, I haven't decided that's in exactly the right place, and this square piece of card just fits inside my template there. So I do have this template available to download. I will pop the link in the Facebook posting and also add it in the YouTube description, and you're welcome to download that. It's just I've created it as a PDF file, which most computers and mobiles can read and print from, and you don't have to be 100% accurate, because you could either have this exactly in the corner or just centralized. So I've got them in different gradients of size, and this one is just over 4.5 inches. So I'm going to start with it square like this, and I'm going to use my magnets here just to hold it, and I'm going to pop my stamp somewhere here, so I might just readjust it for my paper. Now I don't want it too close to the edge, but equally I don't want it too close to the middle, or there'll be no movement. And you could angle this however you want. So I'm going to go for a fairly straight angle like so, just a little way in from the edge. I might tilt it just a little bit. Okay, so this is quite trial and error. Let's get this a little bit more even from side to side, like so. Voila. So I'm going to pick that up on my plate, and I've got Evening Evergreen and Parakeet Party as my colours. Sorry, I know it's reflecting, I'm really sorry. Let's move that one away a little bit. So I'm going to do one to start with, all in Evening Evergreen, see what it looks like. Hi Christine, I hope you're well. Thanks for popping on and joining us. So I'm going to ink up the fern stamp and pop it down here. And then I'm going to do a rotation of the card, so the stamp stays in the same place, the card turns. Okay, so I've got one there. Doesn't matter which way you go, whether you go clockwise or anti-clockwise. So I'm going to move that one rotation. And if this works well, what I might do is do two colours. We'll have a look and see. Hi Carol. Hope you're having a good week. I'm going to rotate it again like so. And then just re-inking it each time. And I'm just using the same colour. Now there's quite a few things you could do with this. So in this set you've also got this flower, and I was thinking if you were careful to ink up just the flower element, you could dot that around. You could also use the splats, and you could also use this one, although it is quite big. So I think I might struggle to fit that on the page, but you can see how this is coming together. As I say, although I shouldn't really mention Christmas, wreaths are always a good design for Christmas cards. Not too bad. This is Carol. Okay, so just turning this round. So basically this is 1/8 of a turn each time. And as I say, if this works, I'm tempted to do one with two colours, And this will look really nice in the Evening Evergreen and Blackberry Bliss. But I have in mind Evening Evergreen and Parakeet Party. So there we go. So we'll be halfway through the week soon. It's Wednesday. I'm busy doing preparation for our Let's Get Creative event and also designing our projects for our June, nearly said May then, our June class in a box. So it's all systems go. Okay, so I've just got one more. So that's worked out quite nicely, the way these stalks are sort of wrapping round. You can't always tell how it's going to turn out until you've just given it a go. Sometimes I find they're more successful than others. Hi Susan, good morning to you. Okay. There we go, so I'm pleased with that. That's worked really well. It's created a nice core design, and I like the way that these are overlapping slightly. So I'm going to add a sentiment into the middle, and this will then get layered up onto here, like so. And I just want to do one with the two colours, just to see. And I'm going to use Parakeet Party and Evening Evergreen. So what I'm going to do is stamp my Evergreen first, and then I'm going to do 2 steps. You'll see what I mean. Sorry, that's not very clear. Is I'm going to turn it a quarter of a turn each time, and then come back and do the other ones in Parakeet Party, just so I'm not stopping and cleaning, stopping and cleaning, because I'm inherently lazy like that. Okay, and that's one good thing about the Stamparatus, is obviously this is now in place. As long as I don't move my base template, you can come back to it later. Okay, this is going to make a nice little square as well. Okay, so I'm just using that magnet to hold that in place, and as I say, you can download the template. I will add a link here. It's on a Google Drive. It's on my Google Drive, so it will download from there. That's the easiest way, rather than trying to upload a file and then people trying to find the file on Facebook. Okay. But it will also be on YouTube as well. I'll put it in the description. Okay, so there's my 4 in Evening Evergreen. Now I'm going to use that lovely Parakeet Party, so that sort of lime coloured ink, and I'm going to do the ones in between. Just going to put this away for the minute. And so now this is going to go in that diamond format. As I say, it's not absolutely accurate. You know, there might be a little bit out each time, but then I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's have a look and see if this works. Okay, and then the next point. And it doesn't matter which way round you go, and it doesn't matter if you miss one, because you can come back again and re-ink it. Now you could easily mix this with other stamp sets. So if you've got stamp sets with berries or something like that on, it would be really easy to drop some berries in there to make it a winter wreath. You could use brighter colours and make it a spring or a summer wreath. So there's lots of different things that you can do with this. So if you've got the Stamparatus, it's the perfect way to do wreath stamping. An alternative, if you haven't got a Stamparatus, would be to draw a pencil circle or use a cup or something to draw around and then stamp going round. The thing I find with that obviously is it's not as accurate and you can end up with gaps and sort of going off at a bit of an angle. Okay, so there's the one with the two different colours. Let's just wipe that down. And I really want to do one where I add a flower. So I'm thinking it's probably, which one do you think would be best to add the flower to? Because I want to use this one. I know it's quite big. But I haven't really used this. Mind you, it is. So I was thinking just dotting it around. I could use it on the Stamparatus. What do we think? Da, da, da. And I've also got the dots as well to fill in. So let's try. I was going to do Blackberry Bliss. Let's try Sweet Sorbet, something just a little bit lighter. There we go. And what I'm going to do is just use a little bit of post-it note just to make sure that I don't ink that up too much. Might not have worked. Oh, it might have done. Right, let's give it a go. So let's see, sort of working. So I'm just inking it up on this short edge of the ink pad and just basically looking at the image and making sure that I only ink up that flower. Let's have one here, like so. One. There. Obviously, if you've got some small flowers, individual ones, that would be even better. But I wanted to use this flower from the set just to show you that you could use that too. Now, if you wanted these at regular intervals, you could obviously position this on the Stamparatus and stamp it all the way around. Let's add one in here. Now if I had the dies that go with this, I could easily cut these out and put them on top. Just die cut the flowers and then trim the stalk off, but I don't have the dies, so I'm just literally stamping on top. Let's see. There we go. So it's, oh, I can see some blue sky. And you'll be pleased to hear, if you're watching me yesterday, that I did manage to get everything in before the rain arrived in the evening. So I'm going to pop one in here, like so. And one in here. There we go. So there is that. Now what I could do is use a blending brush just to move a little bit of that, not a blending brush, sorry, a blending pen. I have to think of the right thing. Oh yeah, a blender pen even. Just to add a little bit of detail on those flowers. Because this is a water-based ink, but I'm only using our normal white card, I don't want to add water to it. And I don't want to use my blender pen because I've got the ink there ready to use. So glasses are coming off. Okay, not much on that one. So these are double-sided blender pens. So just going to try another one. That's better. So just extending that ink a little way. You can see that. And you can, if you want to. Carol likes the two-tone card. Thank you, Carol. So I'm being careful not to blend too much on the green, because obviously that's going to pick up the green ink. So I'm just doing this to make these a little bit more deeper in colour. You could use your blends pens as well if you wanted to, but I didn't want to lose the detail that's included in the stamp. So if you can see the difference between these here and these down here. So just adding a little bit of that. So if you have a flower punch, for example, you could punch some little flowers to add in there. If you've got the flowers and leaves punch, that would be perfect. But I'm just going for the simplicity of just some straightforward stamping. And so this layer I could actually put on sweet sorbet, and it might have been better if I'd used lighter foliage for this, because obviously the evening evergreen is very dark, but never mind. Like so. So what I haven't done is left much space for my sentiment, and I've dropped my top on the floor. Let's take it off that one. Okay, so I'm going to add my sentiment. Good morning, Brenda. I hope you are well this morning. So we've just done a little bit of stamping with the Stamparatus with that fern stamp from Nature's Prints. There's that one there. Make a good man's card, I think, without the flowers and things. So we've got the sentiment from Nature's Prints, or I might use again the ones from the Go-To Greetings, because there's some quite nice bold ones, and I'm thinking this thank you or just a note would fit in there. Let's have a look and see. It wants to be something fairly obvious. You don't want anything too fine a print, otherwise you're just not going to see it in the middle. I might make both of those thank you cards, so I need to do some thank yous. Okay, so let's do that. So the question is, shall I do this thank you in sweet sorbet, do you think? This one I'm going to do in evening evergreen, that's easy. And obviously once you've stamped it, you can turn it round if there's a sort of particular, you know, way that it sits better, quite like that one. So let's pop thank you on this one here, and I might add a few of the dots as well. Hi Jill, that's fine. Don't worry. You're not alone. So we've done a little bit of re-stamping with the Stamparatus for today. Yep, that one will work. So this one I'm going to pop on here. Let's just see if there's a slightly better position for it. I don't think there's much in it. Okay, so there's my thank you for that one. And I am going to add a few of those little dots from Forever Fern. So I'm just going to stamp these off. And just use those to fill in a little bit. Oh, excellent, Jill. Yes, orders are coming through quickly at the minute. There was a bank holiday in Germany on the 6th. When was that? Is that Monday? Yes, it was. So a few things that were ready to go didn't obviously move yet on Monday. There we go. So I've added those little dots. I hope you can see that okay. And I might do the same with this. So I do feel that the evening evergreen is quite dark against this. And that's because I decided to do that first. So let's clean this off. So I'm going to do my dots in sweet sorbet. So do you think we should do sentiment in sweet sorbet as well? I wonder if it will get wonder if it will get seen. Let's try it and see. So I'm going for thank you again. Yes, the Go-To Greetings are excellent. I like the this one here that we used yesterday, and on Monday that big ornate thinking of you. I might put some dots on this one as well. Somebody else suggested that. I think it was might have been Kerry. Okay, so I've got thank you in sweet sorbet. Yeah, I think that will stand out enough. There we go. And let's add some dots with that. So dots are great. They hide a multitude of sins. They can soften an image. They can fill in gaps. So I'm just stamping this off in between so that it is slightly lighter. Go. So if you're part of my in colour club, then the payment reminders go out for June, and then the June items will be ordered and dispatched for you. Okay, so there's that one. That's changed that, softened it a little bit. And I've got a rogue mark down here. I'm just going to cover like that. Okay, so let's pop these together. I think I'm going to switch the evening evergreen to sweet sorbet just to lighten that one up. But I will use that for our multicoloured wreath. Let's cover up these elements. Move that one out of the way. Okay. And obviously, depending on the recipient, you could add some bling to this. If you wanted to keep this as a masculine thank you card, you might want to just leave it as is. You could also add a ribbon bow. Again, not necessarily for the masculine card, but it would make a nice addition. Hi Lynn, I hope you're well. Go. Let's get it the right way around though. So I'm opening that at the side, and I know roughly what that margin needs to be. So there's that one there. And then I'm just going to grab a piece of sweet sorbet. I can get it out of the packet. Got it. And I'm going to cut this to 4 3/4 inches, because for some reason I cut this in inches this morning, so just over 12 centimeters square. There we go. So it's amazing how taking a different colour background can lift that, because it's now picking up and reflecting more of the pink than the green. So if I did this one again, I would use a lighter green for my main wreath. So if you use our Stampin' Seal, I always recommend you use it down towards you. Don't go across. If you go across, your hand isn't, the pressure isn't as even, not unless it's right underneath you, and that's when it stops sort of threading through. And if that happens, just push up from the bottom, okay, until you find the tackiness again. Okay, but I see a lot of people doing it sideways, and that's when you can run into trouble. Okay, there we go, and that one's going to go onto there. Now I haven't got much bling left in my in colours, and I'm saving that for coffee and card. I have got some on order. Otherwise I would add the coordinating sweet sorbet decorative dots onto here, but maybe I will just add a little bit of find it, just some standard rhinestones just to finish that off. And I'm just going to use some tweezers. Now I'm very excited to see in our new Christmas catalogue that we have a like a sort of accessories kit, and that includes a pair of tweezers, it includes the embossing buddy, and also a little tray for embossing powders. So if you struggle and get embossing powders all over the place, that would be something to look out for. Yeah, so something about square cards, isn't there? I know in America it costs more to send a square card, which is why you don't see many American demonstrators doing square cards. Slightly bizarre, isn't it? Okay, I think that will do. So let me put my glasses on so I can see. So there's that one there, the little bit of bling. Hopefully you can see that. And I think I'm going to put some on this one. Why not? So I'm just going to dot it around. 2, 3, I want 5 in total. 4 and 5. Oops. There we go. And obviously for that I could also stamp the fern on the inside. I think that would look nice. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Appreciate that. So let's just pop, let's take that stamp off the Stamparatus and just stamp that on the inside in the 2 colours in this case, just as a finishing touch. So I don't know what everybody has planned for today. I hope you managed to get some crafting done if you're able to, and that's on your list. Okay, let's move that out of the way. So I'm just going to put 1 in the middle in the evening evergreen, and then 2 of the Parakeet party, 1 on either side. So in case you're wondering, the reason why I do stamp set of the week is to show you how versatile one stamp set can be. So that's the inside, and when I grab a square envelope I'll pop it on the envelope. So that's that one finished. And while I'm here, I am going to just going to add a few dots. There we go. Move that one out of the way though. There we go. So I just added those dots on there. And then for this one here, I want to add some dots on here. I think it was Kerry who suggested it, but I might be wrong. If you suggested it yesterday, then apologies. So just going to stamp that off and add that in just very lightly, like so. I'll show you the finished effect in a second. So I'm looking forward to our Let's Get Creative with some brand new products. So if you're joining us for Let's Get Creative, you'll have had an email confirming the free stamps that you get, and you have the option of adding the dies at a discounted price or exchanging the stamp set, because you may already have it or it may not be your cup of tea. We do try and choose ones that are generally useful and have a mixture of images. Just checking which one I was stamping then. So this one is All Evening Evergreen. Like so. And again. There we go. All done. So thank you so much. That's the card from yesterday. So if you want to see how that was created, hop over to yesterday's YouTube video. So it'll be the most recent one. When you go in, the most recent one should pop up on YouTube. And then this was one from today, along with this one with the flowers from the same set. Oh, and I haven't done the inside of that one. Let's put a couple of flowers in. So while I'm finishing off, I do hope everybody has a good day today, wherever you may be. Obviously, if you're watching this in the evening, I hope you've had a good day, and that you have a good day tomorrow. So we'll be back tomorrow in Thursday the 9th at 7 p.m. Just going to have this around the edges. I can hear my kittens calling in the other room. There we go. And a few dots to finish. Okay, so that's plenty of time. I'm going to go and put the kettle on. The sun has come out. So I'm going to pop the kettle on and have my coffee and then plan out the rest of my day. I've got private coffee and card this afternoon, and then we're at Bicester for coffee and card tomorrow morning. If you live in that area, Bicester in Oxfordshire, we're at Filter Coffee the Langford Community Centre. And then we're in Brackley on Friday. So tomorrow is 10 till 12. Friday is is 3 till 4. So I hope you're able to join me if you're local. Thank you so much, everybody. I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Do take care. Thanks for watching. Any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. I will add a link to the Stamparatus template, which you're welcome to use, download and use. Thank you very much indeed. Do take care now. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye for now.